New Zealand market is smaller because it means that it's more, like I said earlier, it's more controllable. If it, I've also, this is not a joke, but some people may say this is, it sounds like a joke. But if you try it out in New Zealand, if it doesn't work, I hope that all my New Zealanders not gonna be angry with me for saying so. But if you fail in New Zealand, nobody's gonna know, right? Versus if you fail in the States, what's your great excuse for trying the US market again the next time? Because your investors, your partners, your employees, your whoever are gonna tell you that, hey, you failed once, don't go again, right? Because it worked. But that's gonna be, this is not about saving your face. This is more about, hey, if I need, because for a business to be successful, you might need to go through several rounds of trial and error. You don't want to fail so many times in the States. You want to fail in a much smaller market, probably lesser known to a lot of extent. And what if it works, right? You can say, hey, it works in New Zealand. We are actually, doing well in New Zealand, and we're not yet number one, but we are on our way there. But before we even reach there, we are telling ourselves, hey, we're doing well, so let's try the Australian market next, right? You don't have to wait for the whole thing to work out in the New Zealand market before we can move on to the next market. And the other thing I want to mention is that historically speaking, a lot of New Zealand companies will take the same route anyway. Most of the startups will say, hey, I'm gonna make it work in New Zealand for the first 2 years, and then I'm gonna move to the Australian market to make it work over there. And then before I become bigger, I will then, if I'm successful, I'm gonna go to the US market straight, right? So this is a path already, much traveled by other founders, business folks in New Zealand and Australia, because Australia will always look to US as the holy grail too. And so you're gonna come to New Zealand and Australia. If you have more capital to spare, then obviously you can try Australia, immediately. And if you're successful there, you can say, hey, I have my beachhead team set up to go after the US market, right? And these are Australians, and they understand the Western markets better than Asians do, and so supposedly they have a higher success rate than if you go there by yourself, if you go to the US market by yourself. So that's it's argument, but then again, I have a lot of other circumstantial evidence to support this argument.